Nice job. I like this film a lot. I'm really here because very very seldom do I see films that are smart and celebrate the right things about kids.
Right.
It really is rare because it's easier to make an extreme film that doesn't celebrate the right things because it might be a little more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But then all of a sudden, when you get it right, it's so good. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and that's exactly why I wanted to be part of the movie. I think that the attempt and the achievement, actually, now that I've seen it, of wanting to tell this true story and keep its integrity and allow the message to be clear about being taught and hopefully holding on to believing in your own voice and your own dreams, and having it be inspiring and human and sweet in the best sense of the word and not crossing the line of, I don't know, something else,
right,
is amazing. And I just was so touched by it. I loved the role and to get to be this boy's inspiration, and came in and played this small part and wasn't there for the course of the film. So then seeing it was just a wonderful surprise to see the rest of the movie and see how wonderful it turned out, because it really touched me.
It did me too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of kids feel, and I put myself in that position just looking back at my own background and growing up, and I remember seeing Sputnik over in my backyard with my dad. I just remember watching it when I was real little.
Wow.
But I think a lot of people in our culture feel trapped. They feel trapped economically, and they feel trapped for whatever reason. And some of the ways out are by mentors or teachers or education. Because at some point, somebody inspired me.
Right.
And
was it a teacher for you?
It really was.
Yeah.
It was a teacher who celebrated creativity in writing.
That's exactly what it was for me too. It was an English teacher who helped me find my voice through writing, because the minute I was given a test, A, B, C, or D, I just didn't know where I was. And I felt so inspired by this person to find my own voice and my interests. And there's nothing greater in the world than being given that opportunity. And I think it's so eloquently put, how you described, I think, people's fears and maybe their own limitations in the world that they're used to. And I know so many parents who, of course, want everything for their children they never had. But there are parents who are afraid of what they don't know, so they think if they just keep it safe for their children, they're going to be all right because their life worked out okay, so their kid will work out okay. But there's no limitlessness there and imagination there. And then hopefully for those children, they can find a Miss Riley in their life, or within themselves find their own voice and overcome many obstacles.
I see probably 300 films a year, because I review films. I don't do as many interviews as I used to, but I review films and just about everything. And you're receiving an independent award from the Sundance Festival.
Right.
And when I think about your career, that's one thing I always wanted to say I appreciate about, because sometimes those are hard choices, some of those films.
Right.
Citizen Ruth is a hard choice film, but a real interesting film that not everybody saw.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of the choices that you make, you feel comfortable and good about all of that?
I really do, and I thank you so much for saying that. Just as you just told me on the award at Sundance, to be reminded that you're doing what you love and it's a good thing and you're supported for it. It's just like the theme of this movie. I mean, it's everything that I need to hear, and so that I can continue to make choices that are from my heart and my own instincts, and I can learn and grow from, because that's what it's really about, and it's a lot more fun. And sometimes we, think we need to make the choices for a lot of other reasons, and sometimes they can come into play and sometimes they can't. But ultimately, you kind of have to do what you believe in, or I don't think it's going to work out as fun.